Today I want to talk to you about jealousy. Jealousy is the unhealthy negative emotion that we've all experienced or experienced from someone else. What's this jealousy all about? It's the threat that's perceived from another person to a relationship that we are in. A precious relationship like partners, child and parent, close friends. These threats can cause quite a lot of issues to the other person that we are in this relationship. That's why I wanted to talk to you about it and explore it together. So jealousy is not the way that we express things to each other or even to ourselves. Oh, I felt so jealous of that person's achievements or their lovely pictures of their holidays or their big house or car, etc. This is not jealousy, this is envy. Jealousy is all about the threat perceived from another person to this relationship that they are in with this partner. So what happened is some thoughts going to creep in, like my partner going to leave me, my partner find me not interested or attractive anymore. If my partner talking about this person one more time, this means they're going to leave themselves to this person and they might do something behind my back, cheating or infidelity. And in reality, this might not be real. They might not exist. It might be just a spontaneous way of the partner talking about this person. Where is this jealousy or this negative emotion coming from? It comes definitely from past relationships. It can be way back to childhood relationship with the parents, as well as the past relationships and unfortunate relationships where betrayal happens. And that's why they had this kind of image about relationship, that they want things in control, they want to be loved, they want to be the center of their partner attention. And if their partner talk about someone else in an interesting way, they think that they're going to be left, or they are not attractive anymore, or they are not loved by their partner. So as soon as this lack of trust creeps into a relationship, you will notice this person that's experiencing this unhealthy negative emotion, jealousy, they will do things to prove that what they're thinking about is real. They will look for evidence. They want to collect all these evidence. For example, they will look into their partner's phones or bag. They will question them where they've been, who they go out with. They will restrict them from social events, and they will sulk. All these tendencies, it's very common thing with in jealousy. You might think it's a healthy thing in relationships. I am with you. Yes, it can be healthy in one way or another, but not jealousy. The healthy counterpart to this emotion is being concerned over this relationship, but not jealousy. Because jealousy has this theme of checking and monitoring every movement, their phone, everything about your partner, questioning them, restricting them, sulking, setting a test for the partner to make sure that they love you, or or they're saying the truth or not. This is the theme for jealousy. Well, the healthy counterpart to jealousy is different. So we can be concerned by not thinking to an extreme way. If my partner talk about someone in an interesting way, this means they don't love me, or this means they're going to leave, or this means that they're going to find them more attractive than me. It's nothing to do with about the self-worth. And you will notice the partner will give their partner space to talk about their emotions and feelings in a spontaneous way. And even if they admit and say, I find the other person really funny and attractive, the person will not think of them as going to do something behind their back. That's the difference. The space that's given to the partner to express their feelings freely. And the most important thing as well about jealousy, the partner will always seek reassurance. Do you love me? Do you find me attractive? In reality, as a human being with our feelings and instinct, we will find someone else funny and interesting and attractive. That's the reality, but it doesn't mean that's we're going to do something behind the partner's back. And this is where I'm going to talk to you about the demand. The example of the demands is, for example, the jealous partner will say, I must be loved by my partner. I must be attractive, only myself attractive to my partner. My partner must see me attractive and interesting. And if not, I cannot tolerate it, I cannot stand it. And this means the end of the world if they find someone else attractive or if they leave as well. And this means I am worthless. This means I am nothing. This means something about me. So this is the dangerous thing, that we're linking the self-worth to this relationship. The demand is the belief, the unhealthy belief that we have at the back of our minds, which triggers this emotion and triggers the thoughts about the relationship, that the jealous person wants to control and possess the partner, and they want things to be under control, believing that this is going to secure the relationship and to not allow any kind of chances for their partner to leave us or find someone else attractive. When someone notices that they have jealousy in a very strong way, in the way that we've just explored, in an unhealthy way, this is a good opportunity for them to dig deep inside and look into the things that they're lacking of. Why are they linking their self-worth to only this one person and this relationship? We know at the back of our mind that anything can happen. And the reason that we cannot tolerate that anything can happen lead us to behave in such a way that we make our life and the partner's life really difficult. So the reason that we explored the thoughts, the demands, the belief, the unhealthy negative belief or irrationality in the way that we think about a relationship, the way we possess or control, and the past experiences that shape anyone. I wanted to talk about it because I wanted to show a bit of compassion to that person. But that's not the end of the world. We can't just give in to all these previous unfortunate experiences and turn this partner life into a hell, because it can be a hell when there is a jealousy into a relationship. And we have read and seen tragedies because of jealousy happens between partners. So some people, they might have unfortunate previous experiences where a trust was taken away because of betrayal, because of this behavior, but this is not necessarily means they will feel jealous. And they might just feel just a different emotion towards this behavior of betrayal of their partner. And I think the reason for that, again, going back to the self-worth, they don't have any deficiency about themselves and about a relationship. And I think more likely they have a good self-acceptance or acceptance of the situation, and that's why they were able to see and make a difference between the betrayal and they didn't develop a jealousy into a relationship. So the question is how to have a self-acceptance or how to have a better self-worth when this jealousy kicks in. So of course, to have a healthy belief at the back of our minds, to shift that unhealthy belief into a rationale by having a preference instead of demands. I prefer my husband to find me more attractive or to not leave me, but I accept it might happen at some occasions, and I find it difficult, but I can stand it and tolerate it, and this does not mean anything about my worth. That's one thing. The other thing too, which I've learned about self-worth, pay attention to the way people compliment you. If you notice someone compliment you and you say, oh, it's nothing, I didn't do anything, it's absolutely nothing, that's no, talk about and celebrate your achievements. There is nothing wrong with that. We talk about who you are, the effort you put into something that it means something to you, and say big thank you. Why not? I think there is no harm in talking about your achievement and talking about yourself. It doesn't mean that you are selfish or you're self-centered. It's not. And these things take practice. Changing your thoughts or changing your unhealthy belief takes practice. As soon as you find yourself falling into this irrationality, bring yourself back and recite that. Keep reciting, keep reciting. That's the only way to make your brain listen. Our brain is very clever. It will listen to you eventually. Take the opportunity when you experience an unhealthy negative emotion like jealousy. This is a good opportunity to look into that mirror. This emotion is the reflection. It's like a mirror to reflect what you lack of, the deficiency that you have about yourself, the self-worth that you have, and try and connect with yourself and find out a way to learn how to deal with this relationship with yourself before anyone else. I think it's very important to look into that relationship with yourself. So take the opportunity and work on it.